What's going on, guys? We got Mehtab and Teshver here from the Saint Soldier Project. We're on episode 8, and today we're going to talk about dating in Toronto. We're going to go through the apps. We're going to go through our experiences. We got two 30-year-olds, one 25-year-old, and just kind of go over our stories and joke around a little bit. We have our very good friend here, Dev from Toronto. Say hi, everyone.
Hi.
He's going to go through his stories about his travels and everything like that, and it's just a good one. This is funny. We go around, we talk about a bunch of things, and we hope you guys enjoy this one.
All right, man. Thanks for coming. Okay. I wanna know about your at least Colombia trip. Tell me, not even just about the dating, but you live kind of like a nomadic lifestyle, and you just went to Colombia. Tell me about the differences that you feel getting out of Toronto.
Yeah. So I went to Colombia for around 3 weeks. In Colombia itself, I was in Bogota, and then I went to a little surfing town on the Pacific coast, and then ended up in Medellin. That was the last leg of my trip. It was really nice. Colombia is a really beautiful country. It's very generous people, very beautiful people, and the nature there is unreal. Really untouched, raw kind of nature. And the party scene is also great. You have people from all over the world coming to Medellin, for example, to party. The techno music is great. Reggaeton music is really popular there, so it's a lot of fun. I don't know. So, okay, I'll be honest with you. Colombia was very promiscuous. I think I went in with a mindset that I just left my job, so I was ready to party. Yeah. And I land in Bogota. I meet this, I go to my hostel, and it's me and this other girl that are checking into a hostel. We then go have dinner together because we were both starving. And then we went clubbing with the whole hostel. And then that same night, I made out with that girl. I feel like, in Colombia, people are just more open to meeting new people.
Do you think that's the hostel culture? Because I've done hostels too.
Yeah, I mean, most people that come there are solo travelers. Yeah. So I think, which is why, for me, I was looking for something cheap.
You're in that energy hostel, not tropical, but hot country vacation.
Yeah.
Those people from the islands and stuff like that, they're very open to sexuality as well. They're not afraid to talk about it. They're not.
Yeah, actually, that's in Colombia, right? One thing that I really know, when I was in Medellin, I entered the Uber. It's this Spanish dude that moved to live in Colombia. He's like, how do you find Medellin? I'm like, yeah, it's a really nice city, very beautiful. And it's the women here are great. And the same thing happened when I'm going back I'm going to the airport. The Uber driver was like, oh yeah, the women here are great. And I was like, wow, I think people in Colombia really celebrate their women. They're really proud of the beauty that their women.
They're aware of it too. It's not like when you live in a place for so long, you're people Canadian women apparently have a rep, right? Toronto women have a rep for being very, very good looking, right? But we'll always say that some other place is kind of better and stuff like that. But Brazil and these kind of countries, they're very aware of the women culture and that they have the best bodies and stuff like that, or whatever it may be.
Yeah.
Bro, it's the same thing when I was traveling too, and I met a bunch of Europeans and South Americans. They're so open about sexuality. The culture there is so much more open to doing whatever they want. Brazilian people they know they're fun, and they're always laughing. They're more jolly, let's say. Always laughing, always smiling at everything.
I think they're also just on vacation, so it's probably just feels
no. But that's it's not that. It's not just that.
I think I was in Hawaii. People that work there are just there for 1-2 years, and then the rest of us are all travelers. So it's what have you got to lose?
Yeah, that's fair. Everyone goes in with a mentality where
nobody's gonna commit to anything.
Yeah, exactly. There's no commitment required. So that was interesting in Colombia because I've never been to a place where all the taxi drivers were telling me that their women are beautiful.
All right, that leads us from Colombia to Toronto, where the dating scene is a lot different, right? And we've all experienced it, had our own kind of experience and world with it. So that's what we're going to talk about today. The dating scene in Toronto, how it is, the kind of ups and downs. People love to kind of talk about it and joke around. And I don't know if it's just Toronto specific or if it's all big cities like New York, London, things like that, where the dating scene is like this. But it's just, it's like a wild west out there. especially if we live or work in Toronto that we both do. So it kind of has like this where we're engulfed in the dating scene, and whether it's in like Toronto itself or just within the cities, So that's kind of what we're going to talk about, and just like see our experiences, joke around, and kind of go from there. You know what I mean?
So you were showing me on your phone, you had a Hinge opened up, and you have a date tomorrow.
I do.
Okay, you're on all the apps or what?
No, I'm only on Tinder and Hinge. And Hinge has been my like primary app right now.
I was gonna say, like, what do you think is the best app out there for like success
It depends what you mean
as a
by
dating
success.
expert?
It depends what you mean by success.
Getting to actually match with someone serious, who's like not just match and then like ghost or like doesn't even respond kind of thing, just to get the attention or euphoria from it, but like actually match and like actually have a conversation and not our bots,
Yeah, I think for me, my experience with Hinge has been like really good, really positive.
Why are you still single?
That's a question that I ask myself every day, to be honest.
So yeah, you got a date with
Yeah. Yeah, so I have a date with someone tomorrow. I'm really interested to get to know this person. I don't know, for this one, I'm feeling like I'll try to put a bit more effort into like making it a bit more long term. I don't know why, but I feel like right now when we're talking, there's a bit more connection.
Is it like because of this specific person, or is it what you want now in your life, or like a mix of both?
I think it's a mix of both.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah. I think I'm at this age where like, oh, well, the 20s were a lot of fun. But maybe now it's time to like find something a bit better.
That's so cap. I've never heard you say that in your entire life. Are you being serious right now?
Yeah.
Yo, I knew Dev would come down and settle with someone at the end of the day. I've known this guy.
Dev has never ever spoke about settling, about being like not serious, but like I don't know. You've never talked about like having a girlfriend boyfriend kind of relationship and like getting married. Like, are you?
Well, I don't think I'm still fully talking about it, but I mean, I'm seeing, like a lot of my friends are getting married now.
It's like the next step in your life kind of thing.
Yeah. I think
Companionship?
exactly. I think I've been to like 6 of my friends' weddings without a date. How sad is that?
Another one next year.
Another one next year. It's going to be 7th potentially without a date.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, I think it's also because like I live alone now in Toronto, so it would be nice to have a partner. Like my life is starting to slow down as well a bit, and it's nice having a companion around, and yeah, I think maybe it's time, but I don't know yet until maybe I have to try it going past 2 dates first, and then I'll.
Well, yo, like companionship or like partner doesn't always mean marriage, though, right? I think that's something that like people misassociate. That like you date someone, then you get serious, then you make them your official girlfriend or boyfriend, and then you have to get married. Like that's like a very I think North American kind of way of doing it. I think like in the countries that you travel a lot, like people are very open to just being partners and realizing that like not everyone needs to be a parent, not everyone needs to be a husband or wife. Like, what are your thoughts on that? Because I know that's something that is like an ideology that you've been fond of, that you like, like you don't have to be, you can just be together and have this like unlawful partnership.
Common law.
Yeah, I think I don't like rushing to things like that, to like marriage, especially with like a partner I've only been for like a year or two. But also, I don't think I am someone that wants necessary to have the label of getting married or having the pressures of getting married. My 2 older brothers have done that. They've satisfied my parents, so I don't have that duty to do that anymore. But I just want to have fun with someone. Like,
elaborate. What kind of
Your mom is going to see this podcast.
That's so fucked, bro.
no, like
I know what you mean.
Yeah.
Like spend time, share memories with someone.
Like
Exactly.
camaraderie and companionship
Yeah.
and things like
No,
that.
I agree.
Yeah.
yeah.
I think I like even at one point like I've been considering that for super long. Like I just want to like live the solo life and like live but then you realize like there's a certain age where like you just won't have partners anymore, right? Or like it's going to be very difficult to get partners. Like if you're, it's natural, right? But you want to have someone that you can share memories with. You want to have someone you can share experiences with. You're not just solo all the time. Like it's fun, but I think this notion that you need to get married, you need to have kids, and this is the path, is like something that you should decide as a case to case on your compatibility with someone, right? I think companionship should be something that everyone should go for, but marriage and becoming a parent, it's like not always like necessary, right? We have a lot of population in the world. Somebody will take care of it. Like humans, the job of a human is to reproduce, but like we've done it. So what are your thoughts on that?
I mean, I agree as well because I don't, well, personally, because I don't necessarily want kids. I don't think I will be a great father. Mostly because I like traveling. I want to travel for the rest of my life, and it will be hard. You're gonna have to make sacrifices with kids. So I don't know. I don't know if it's worth that sacrifice. But also like, I don't know. I don't subscribe to the overpopulation problem because I don't think.
I'm not trying to say that. I'm just saying like it's not like we're in a lack or anything. Like it's like we're not forced to be doing forced to be having children and stuff like that because there's not enough. Like I'm saying is like you don't need to have kids, right? That's not something like you are 100%. This is the purpose. Like have kids if you think you're going to make this child's life into something good, right? And he's going to be a good human being that can help the world.
All right, so we're going to jump right into, we have like a bunch of funny questions, and I'll ask you guys and then I'll answer as well, so we can get like, some debate going and things like that. What is your go-to first date and who pays? Dev?
So I have a favorite go-to like first date idea, but it's not the girl's favorite.
Okay.
It's bouldering.
Sick. Yeah. Yo, I've done that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think it's like such a fun activity to, first of all, to show off your strength.
Yeah.
But second of all, like, I don't know, it's more active. And like bouldering, there's a lot of resting. So you get chance to like work out as well as like chat at the same time. So since I moved to Toronto, to be honest, I've gone on quite a lot of bouldering first dates. And it's been pretty successful. Like almost all of them, the girls were like very satisfied.
Because even if they're not super good at it, like most of them are not, because they're not like climbing, but even and they still have fun because there's a little bit of like thrill, there's a little bit of exhilaration, and yeah, overall activity. You can have fun with it.
Yeah, exactly.
And since like we climb, we can actually like we can kind of teach them a little bit and like show off in a way, kind of thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's fun. Or even if you take them like
totally egotistic freaking first date.
That's
Anyways,
true, yeah.
do you just go bouldering or like do you go bouldering and then do something like afterwards, like food or something?
Yeah. I think most of the time it's been either we went bouldering and then that was it, or I think there was like a couple times where we got food after and then she came over or whatever. Yeah. So that has happened as well, but it was a great first date. I don't think she ever saw me again, but
For you had fun.
But I had fun. She had fun as well.
And if it wasn't bouldering or anything like that, like who pays? Who do you think should pay?
So I have a rule for myself. On my first date, I always pay. I always pay. Side story here, but I had a first date once at Era in the Well.
Oh yeah,
restaurant at the top of the Well, and paid $500 for a first date.
Bro, where is this restaurant? I work there. I never even seen it.
It's at the top of the Well.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
$500.
Yeah, it was one expensive night. And again, she, it was her actually. She never wanted to have a second date. No, not sure why, but it was fun. It was a fun night though.
Pay $500. Okay, what about you though? What's your like favorite first date and first date spot, and like who do you think? What's the rule on payment for you on a first date?
It's the same as Dev. So I always pay in the first date, and then in terms of activity, it's like I like I like some sort of activity based date, like climbing. I've done a lot. Walk in the park kind of thing is good if the weather's nice. Dinner is cool. I've done that a lot too, but like it's just another restaurant that you go to. Like dinner is nice because it's like it's still good food and it's fun to eat and stuff. But activity is always fun, and bouldering or even top rope. I've done that. I'm not gonna say a lot, but I've done it. Like I don't want to sound like, oh, listen, man, I'm engaged, bro.
I've always stayed away from dinner. That's like my rule. Like I've done it before, but I do not like a dinner first date. I think it's like brings on too much of a formality and like seriousness. And I'm like someone who likes to have a lot of fun on the first date. Like I want you to be like completely unfiltered kind of thing. So for me, well, when I was more like in California where there was more time to do this, but like hiking, like I'd definitely find a hike spot or like a park and like you grab a coffee, you go on a hike and like full like proper hike and you get to see both people like in their element of like being annoyed with like the hike and this kind of thing. So it kind of brings out the most that you want to see and shows the most accurate version of the person, right? And then you go for food after, something like that. But like it has to be like movies, dinners, like those things are in my opinion just the worst kind of way to get to know someone.
I think also the first date has to be relatively like, not to sound like that you're not into it, but it has to be relatively low commitment from both sides. Only because like, again, it's the first date, right? We don't know what the hell's going to happen. But if the person's totally not into it, they can bounce, you can leave, right? It's whatever. Like you get stuck in like a movie or like a $500 dinner, you're there for like 3-4 hours, you know what I mean? And it's like, and then another thing is, it's just like when you're like in the hardcore dating phase where you're just like legitimately trying to find a partner and again, with the dating apps, it becomes like a numbers game at some point, right? It gets really expensive, right? Like one Toronto dinner, even if you're talking like a regular restaurant, you're looking at like $200, right? You times that a couple times a week, or in your case, like many times a week, like you're looking at like a few $1,000s a month, like easily. And I'm not even exaggerating, right?
No, it's true. Like it can get expensive, especially if you're in the city, right? Even if you're not in the city, but it can get expensive because every single date like doesn't have precedent to the last one, right? So you need to be like impressive on every single one kind of way, at least from a guy's perspective, right? Because like the woman is like, turn your brain off, like I'll I'm gonna set the scene here, I'm gonna like make it enjoyable, right? And that's what like you're supposed to do as a guy on a date. So you have to do that every single time, regardless of what your last date was, right? So it can get expensive and it can get like kind of like, how do you bring a new element without acting like it's something you've done before?
Yeah.
But
actually,
I also want to
I have a question about that, because I had at least a handful of girls when I asked them to go on coffee, like just a walk, just fully call me out. What, are you underage or something? Can we at least do drinks or dinner? Or like, what, are you
So
cheap?
that's a Toronto thing.
Is it?
Yeah, man, it is.
pretentious, bro. This is one of the things I want to talk about on this podcast is like, or this episode is like, man, Toronto girls and Toronto, even like, I don't know guys, but like, because I don't date guys, but Toronto girls are super pretentious, bro. It's like such a huge chip on your shoulder.
Here we go.
Such a like, I need to be better than the next. I don't know, man. It's so like, you need to be like Miami level shake, taking me out to like the best thing and spending the craziest thing. It's not even about knowing the person. It's like, how awesome was the date? And it's so pretentious. Like I think you just it's a massive like chip on their shoulder. Like it's not even about getting to know each other kind of thing.
It's almost like, yeah, because I know what you're talking about. It's like yo, let's go to a coffee, right? Nice cafe, not like Starbucks or whatever, right? Nice cafe, something like local or whatever. And it's almost like the commitment level is so low that, because the dollar value might be relatively lower, that it's like people are like, oh, it's not worth it. And again, we're generalizing. We're not like every single woman's like this. There's for sure, women that are not like this. But again, the joke with like Toronto guys and girls is that it has to be like the best of the best, like Nobu, Akira, I don't even know what, Harbor 60.
But that's what Toronto's surrounded by. So it's like everyone's basing it off of what they see, right? They want to get you want to get dressed up. That's like the number one thing that people, like women, love to do on like they feel nice, get dressed up, you know, and then go on a date like this. But it's like 90% of your like day to day, if this thing does produce and you do go further onto dates and stuff, is not going to be that, right? So like it's better to go on something that's more what's normal. Like I love to go to bookstores too. That's one of my favorite things, right? Like a bookstore date, chapters run kind of thing. But like if you're not doing the normal stuff, you have no idea who the person actually is, right? Like my like one night showing off to you, like going on a super expensive restaurant is like not what's gonna be reality, right? Every single day. But yeah, I don't know. What do you think? Like okay, so we're from the suburbs, me and Mehtab, but like you live in the city. What's the major difference you think, or like what would you say is like you probably get a lot more volume of opportunity to date, right? As of like somebody who's in the suburbs, like no one's really like walking around, like kind of engaging that way. You can either see people in the mall or in the gym, but you step outside and there's people everywhere. Like, what is it like identifying dates and asking people out or approaching someone even?
Yeah, the dating scene in Toronto, I think, is pretty good. There is like a dating culture here. And I saw an infographic some time ago where it was showing like the top dating cities. Like there was New York first, London second, and I think Toronto was third. And I feel like if you have a good group of friends here and you guys go to the bars regularly, it's a great way to like meet new people, ask out, you know, find a cute girl, ask her out.
You think that because of COVID, right? Like COVID, I think killed the whole like going up to a girl and just asking her out thing. Because I know that now that's kind of coming back into Toronto, but I think for a while it was pretty dead, right? Like dudes going up to a girl and just like talking to her.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know necessarily because I moved to Toronto at the end of 2021.
Okay.
But yeah, I think it did kind of, like the dating world changed a bit. I think most people, they just go on apps now, and find dates through that. Whereas, just finding people like, or going to a bar and like, you know, finding people there or on the street, whatever. There's also an element where you don't want to be a creep by just approaching someone and asking them out. So
Yeah, that's the thing where it's like that I feel is not dead, but it's like diminished a lot.
yeah,
Right? And I felt that like when I was single because it was like the dating apps had taken over everything. And for sure, I know, and I think we all do, like the dating app experience for women was a lot different than it was for men. And at some point, it just straight up became a numbers game, right? And it almost was like how many can you get? And then that opens up like this like inventory for you. And like even with you, I'm assuming like you and you two, there's like you match with a girl, everything's good, you guys are hitting it off, and you go on a couple of dates or whatever, right? And then let's say you like in the meantime you match with another girl, and maybe she's like a little bit better looking or like a little bit closer, or she's a little bit more into you, and now you're like, now I got this girl. And then it just became like hopping and hopping, whereas in reality you don't have this inventory of women at your not at your service, at your ready. And it's just like, okay, what's the next girl? Like, because it's like this dopamine thing where you're like, yo man, this girl's cute, wow, this girl's even better, and then just on and on and on.
Well, this is
right?
what women feel all the time, though, right?
Yeah.
It's only like this didn't change for women. I think like if anything, it just got bigger. Like women always get more matches or more options than a man would, right? So like for them, it can turn into like an attention thing, and like, okay, I match with someone, you know, cute, and like, okay, cool, like I don't really want to proceed to get to know them. And then what you said, like you match with someone you think is a good looking person, because obviously it starts at physical, right? Like I think that's something that we don't need to like hide. Like, you know, all attraction kind of almost starts at the physical, and then you get to know someone and then be like, okay, you know, they're a good person as well, and are you guys compatible? And then, you know, you proceed. But like I think that's always been there for women, but like for you, like you have like hundreds if not thousands of women talking to you all the time, right? And so many dates.
I am not a playboy. I just want to make that very clear.
Okay, well. So you talked about like how you're scared of your mom seeing this. Like, can we talk about how religion and culture kind of play into your dating scene? Like, Do you? I know you have a different perspective on going further and actually like dating someone for a long period of time, whether that's what you want to do now or not. But how does like religion and culture play into your selection of dates? What's your type, bro?
I used to have this shirt that said, "Beauty is in the eye of the beer holder." But so I'll just say that I don't really have a type. I think, I think growing up, my parents always wanted me to marry someone with the same like religion as them, I guess. So they were Hindu. But yeah, I'm like, I don't follow the religion, so I don't really care. I'm okay with dating anyone as long as religion is only something that is personal to them. Like they don't expect me to convert, and as well as kids is not going to be an issue. Like I don't want kids, so technically, they should not be pushed towards a certain religion either. So to me, like religion is a personal thing, and I'm fine with that. And race as well. Like I don't care if you're black, brown, yellow, green, purple. I like them all.
Okay, and then like expectations, like just purely from your perspective, like as a male, like what are your expectations when you are dating someone, right? Like kind of like your own rules, let's say, and then like what do you think? Are you speculating? Really interesting. What do you speculate are like expectations that like women have of like a man in dating?
Okay, I will tell you. For the first, from 25 to like 28, I had no expectations. I was just having fun. I was never really thinking past the second or third date. It was always like, no, it was almost always like physical. Like I didn't have time with my job to like invest so much time for a relationship, as well as I never really felt that much. I wasn't really interested in a person that much that I wanted to kind of take it to an actual relationship. But yeah, as you age, I think your mindset kind of changes. I also got like literally yelled at by a girl at a bar because basically I was just DMing this girl for the longest time, never really asked her out, and she was also kind of like, she was interested in me. And I was just flirting with her. And then one day we met up at a bar. We had a drink. And then she literally said, "You have low EQ. You know how much you hurt me?" And I was like, oh, shit. I need to rethink about what I'm doing.
Oh, shit. Treating women poorly, Dev.
It's like a canon event, bro. It's like you realize like your actions have consequences.
Yeah, yeah.
Well, it's probably like women, and obviously like unintentionally, like I know you, like unintentionally, they may feel led on, I guess, right? And like it's important to figure out what.
Welcome to our world, bro. Like,
yeah, man. Seriously.
Fuck, this happens to guys 24/7.
Like it's important to figure out your intentions from the beginning, right? Like I met
Is it though? Like
I think
why?
so. Like, okay, I met my girl, my fiance now, not through a dating app technically, through Instagram. Long story short, I found her on a dating app, and I swiped. I found her on Hinge, and I liked her. And I was like, no, I'm going to find this girl on Instagram. So I did. I found her, DM'd her, we talked, right? Long story short.
Stalker.
Now we're together, right? But and again, because of the age that we are at, right? I was like straight up, and so was she. We were straight up with each other about what the intentions were and what we wanted, and we kind of figured it out. It was like a shotgun. It was like, what do you want? Blah, 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 right? When we're younger, it's not the case, right? We're not going to be like when you're trying to get married in like 2-3 years when we're 23, 24, right? Like Teshver's age, for instance. But I think it's important to not like lay it out like this is my marriage plan, but like to figure out what the general intentions are, whether they're physical or whether there's something more serious. And maybe this girl, I'm assuming she felt led on or something like that. Or maybe she caught feelings earlier on and she was just into you, right?
Yeah. I mean, honestly, like, I did mention to her that I am not looking for anything like serious, but also I never really asked her out to go on a date. I was just in the DMs the whole time.
Okay, so you were just messaging her like for fun.
We just
That's fair too. Yeah,
we became pen pals at that point.
that's fair too, man. Well, yeah, you know what I mean. It's fine.
I think that's what like can is the problem with dating is like there's precedent like on what you should and shouldn't do, and so when you aren't at the same place like expectation wise, like the people don't like one or the other doesn't kind of change their mindset to adapt to yours. Like if you're going and you're just like, let's find out about each other, I'm very casual, you know, and they're like also saying the same thing, like yeah I'm casual, but they're actually not. Like they're like, oh, I definitely like this guy a lot, or vice versa. And then like this is where people get in trouble, you know, you get yelled at in a bar, whatever it may be,
Or just like feelings get hurt, right? In general.
Right.
Yeah, exactly.
and then every time your feelings get hurt, that's like a wall or like a filter or whatever it may be that you set up as like, this happened to me before, like I'm going to be careful of that, right? Whereas like when you're younger and that's like your first time with a girl, dating, second, whatever, you know, liking someone and crushing and whatever not, you're like way more vulnerable, right? And you're a lot more fun, and it's a lot more easy to be vulnerable to each other, because like when you're like 3 exes or however many girlfriends you've had, whatever, it can get like to a point where you're very, very careful, and so your dating suffers because you're not being completely vulnerable with another person, which is what you need, right? So, anyway, you never asked, like I guess you never answered what your expectations are, but like that's what I was kind of going for, like respect, right? Like what are the kind of things you look for in a partner? I guess okay, fine, let's do this. Like green flags and red flags. Give me top 3 of each. Let's go around the table, I guess.
Green flags?
I'm suffering right now talking to you guys.
Blonde hair with blue eyes.
Yes, bro. Give me that.
And like fit. Like I need to like they need to look good in like. Oh, and third green flag, Latina.
Oh, there we go.
I would say like generally speaking, like has to be like athletic or fit. Like, you know, you go to you take care of your body in some way, shape, or form, and that's for like, I'm not gonna say that it's not for appeal. Like, yes, you need to like, it makes you look good, and then also just like you take care of your health, right? Another green flag would be like, I think style. Like I think that's something that like, not thinking about marriage or like 10 years down, just like you need to have style. Like you gotta like, you know, you gotta have
Man, girls got a swag.
yeah, but like you gotta have swag. That is like, whether that's like that's like fashion sense or like streetwear or whatever it may be. Like you gotta like have some sort of how you present yourself kind of thing, right? It falls into that whole umbrella of category, but like it all starts with how you dress, right? Because that's like a way to impress someone without really saying anything. And then a third green flag, I think I said fitness, like style, probably is like witty. I think like if someone's witty or like has like good banter and like can speak and is like articulate, like in, you know, off the top of their head kind of thing, I think that's like something that's like, you know, I think all guys like that. Like if they have that confidence kind of thing, confidence, right?
Yeah.
So
My green flag, 5'2", Punjabi girl from England.
Damn, sounds familiar.
It does it? That's my green flag. That's all I want in life.
Oh, red flags. I feel like I have a lot. I think I don't like materialism. I think it's like a very hard turn off for me.
Like, do you mean like only cares about nice stuff, and that's like her whole entire personality, or likes nice things in general? I mean,
no, only likes.
okay, for sure. So like straight up like materialism.
If her whole wardrobe is just expensive shit,
Yeah.
then I don't know. I kind of get like.
Like, and yeah, like I mean like straight up materialism.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Okay, I got you.
Second, I think it's probably like bigotry and racism.
Like
I
a
think.
racist woman.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
That's good, man.
what kind of dates are you going on, bro?
Yo, trust. You never know, man. Like, you meet someone that's super conservative. Oh man, they have some interesting opinions. Third, just because Teshver wants me to mention it, bad hygiene. But I don't. I think that's just universal.
No, man. Like, how do you know what they smell like by looking at them? What if they smell really bad? Imagine you go for a hug and you just get like a waft of their armpit, like, and it just smell bad. You're done. But that's something that doesn't go away, and it's like such a turn off.
Yeah, I guess so. But
And hygiene goes into everything, bro. Like you take care of like everything about you, right?
Fair.
Like presentation. Like that.
Oh,
that's-
maybe teeth. I think if I see some
yeah,
fucked
like
up
some
teeth,
jacked up. You have fucked up teeth.
Jacked up.
What?
No, his
Well,
teeth are nice.
You used to, no? You're like
Yeah,
massive
yeah, yeah.
fucking front teeth.
Yeah,
Yeah.
You did too, bro.
But I got them fixed.
Your teeth are going into your tongue.
Okay. A red flag. I think red flags for me would be at the top of the list, like hygiene.
He's gonna say
bro. You
hygiene
gotta-
again. I fucking knew it,
I
bro.
have to, bro. It's like that's something that like you don't know.
This guy's like brushing women's teeth or something for them.
No, but like I'm not like having a long distance date. Like I'm up next to you. Like if you smell bad, like
Tongue
this is
in
the
mouth.
last date. I think like if you're unintelligent, which is also like a green flag for me, which is like you have to be super smart or not super smart, but like
You're
Whoa.
dumb, bro.
Wait, you said unintelligence is a green flag?
No. I said, which is all like a green flag. Also for me is like I like women who are like intelligent, high
okay.
EQ, mostly EQ. Like I don't even think you need to be academically smart, but like EQ is super important. Like you know how to read people at least with some degree. You have some emotional intelligence. But yeah, if you're like unaware and you're just like half the time not even there behind those eyes, like
lost in the clouds.
yeah, like that's also the last date that we will be on. And then I guess the last red flag is like, no, there's a lot, but it's like they just feel like they're opposites of the green flag, like unadventurous. Like that's just my green flag is being adventurous. But yeah, like I don't know, whatever it may be.
What
But
about
anyways,
Trump supporter?
yeah, I guess if you're like super into politics or like if my beliefs don't match up with you, I think that would be one. Like if I don't want to be super similar to my partner or not. Like I think you need to have someone that has enough things that are not like you to have something to learn from, or like to fill the voids kind of deal. But yeah, contrast, which I think is important.
But is that a red flag though, or is that just indifference?
Or a turn off.
Like difference.
But that is what a red flag is, like a turnoff, right?
No,
like,
I think red flag and turn off are different.
no, that's exactly what a red flag.
Yeah, but
would
like
be.
I feel like what you're saying though is like they're just different from me. How is that a red flag?
That's not what I said. I said like their beliefs are like just like completely different from me.
Yeah.
Like to the extreme, I think he means.
Yeah,
to
like
the
if like you don't watch, like you're not interested in any of the things that are like core to me, right? That's like a red flag. Like, especially if like you're just like your entire focus is like politics. Like I couldn't care less about politics, right? If that's what you're like live and breathe, then like I couldn't care less. Like it has to be enough. It has to be like neighboring to my beliefs, right? Like if I like to play soccer, like at least have some interest in sports. Or like if I'm super into like traveling, like at least you like to be in, like you're into photography, right? So like there's some type of like chemistry there.
I think it's just like general non-compatibility at that point, right? You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
my red flags are anyone that's not 5'2", not from England, and does not have a British accent. Anybody besides that, immediate red flag for me. So guys, that's a wrap on episode 8 of the Saint Soldier Project. We talked about dating in Toronto, our experience, Dev and I, who are a little bit older, and both work in the city, our experience with dating in the suburbs versus dating in the city, my personal experience, and going to Teshver, a little bit younger, and his kind of experience with dating in the West Coast and dating in Toronto. And you know what to do. You guys can catch us on every single of the social media platforms, Instagram, TikTok, and YouTube. It'll all be linked down in the bio. Please share with your friends, and we'll catch you guys on the next one.